Okay, another part of this video is talk about fear, especially with the chakra system and our fears about the pandemic, coronavirus 2020. So I've been talking about three categories of fear. I've been talking about the 5 F's: fear, fight, flight, freedom. Fear, fight, flight, freeze, and freedom from fear. Now, I also talked about 3 ways to freedom: active approach, break up the fear, investigate the fear, or love yourself, and keep developing, keep growing. So now, keep finding out what's new, self-development. All right, now I want to talk about some resources, some other resources. All those 3 things also were, helping. Just to understand all those 3 things helped. But now some other resource. First, stop. When you're afraid, just stop, if possible. Of course, if you're in the middle of a busy road and a truck is coming, you can't just stop. You have to get out of the way, of course. So, perhaps not with a physical or biological natural fear, but with a mental fear. When you feel, especially when those thoughts or those emotions are running, just stop. Hey, stop feeding the fear. Just stop for a moment and look. Now, it also means stop your reactions. When you're fighting other people because they're pressuring you, and actually when you fight, you don't really show that you're afraid, because the fighter shows some bravado, shows I'm strong, but actually they're afraid inside. The strong person actually is hiding a lot of weakness. They're afraid to show their weakness, so they fight out of habit, but they feel pressured. If you find yourself if you're a fighter and you're reacting against people that are actually causing you to be afraid, just stop for a moment, look inside. Or if you are the fear type person, you're always running away, you're the coward type, you run away from any danger, you run away from any pressure, and you find, I'm running away again, stop. Or you're the freeze type. I don't know what to do. I don't know how to react. Also try to stop. Even though you are stopped, you're not really stopped. Something, there's a distinction, maybe subtle. You might be physically stopped, but you're not emotionally stopped. Inside, you're still afraid. And that fear makes you freeze. So just, you can just practice this physically. You just stop, stand, close your eyes, look inside. Why am I afraid right now? Do I need to be afraid right now? Is there really danger here? So if, for example, I go to the supermarket and someone walks closer than the 2 meters social distancing or physical distancing, and he coughs quite close to me, that is a possible danger. I'm not going to stop in that moment. I'm going to walk away. But afterwards I'll look, okay, was that the best response? Yes, it was. I kept myself safe. But if I ran away, maybe because I'm in panic, or I fight the guy, shout, why are you coughing? That is a reaction. So I recommend just be practical, take care of yourself, but in a calm way. Because if you're escaping quickly, out of panic, that is, then the more panic you feel, maybe you'll trip over. You're so busy running away from the person coughing, you actually trip over, or your mask slips off and you fall down and you cause yourself an injury. So panicking can often cause something worse than what you're afraid of. So try to stop if possible, but if it's a mental fear, maybe not just the virus, but if there are other things that are causing you to be afraid in your life, Just stop for a moment. Look inside. Is this really real? Is it really danger right now? Is it dangerous to my life? Is it dangerous to my, or is it just dangerous to my ego or my personality? Am I reacting or am I escaping because I don't like what is happening? Why don't I like it? Oh, how did I react in the past? Now, how can I react? Then you open your eyes and you respond to this moment. Actually, there's another Buddhist approach to how to get out of fear, is just to take one breath. It's said to be from the Mahamudra tradition, a breath meditation called one breath. When you're in fear, just take one breath in, one breath out. But the trick is to be fully conscious as you breathe in and fully conscious as you breathe out. When you do that, you separate your consciousness away from the fear. You come back to your center, you come back to your consciousness. And when you're in consciousness, you're free from your fear. Fear is either a physical reaction, which is natural and you need to move to get out of danger, or it's a psychological reaction to an unreal, ego-based danger. Those are the fears that we need to work on. So whether it's the one breath meditation or stop meditation, which Osho has suggested, for example, in dynamic meditation, we stop for 15 minutes and we just watch 15 minutes intense, just look inside, not doing anything, not moving the body, just look. This is amazing meditation. The stop technique Osho's used so many times. You know, he would also like dance with us and then stop. Because when you're busy, you're involved physically, emotionally, or mentally with something. It's like all the gears, the cogs of an engine are moving, and then stop. Then suddenly you go into the center. From the cyclone, you're in the center. And once you're in the center, then energy rises up all the chakras, and you're in the spiritual dimension. So stop technique really helps. You know, if you can, just stop, look, be here and now. This is really what the stop technique is about. Be here. Be now. Because fear is not here. Unless it's the biological danger, then okay, it's here. Then move. All right? But if it's a mental or emotional fear, it's because of the past or because of anxiety of the future, which is just an extension of the past. So the emotional, mental fears, stop, look, be here, be now, look again. Do I need this fear? How can I respond to this pressure? How can I respond to this situation? I often like to teach about the camel, lion, child. It's Osho's version of Nietzsche's teaching. The camel is afraid, it runs away. The lion roars, it fights. But the child, the spontaneous, creative child, responds to life. The camel and the child are reactions. Fight is a reaction, flight, escape is a reaction. But response is a conscious response to this moment. So I'm under pressure. Okay, what can I do? Look, see what's really happening. Now I do something. So stop, Look in, open your eyes, and respond to life. Great resource. Another resource is trust. Acceptance and trust. It's similar to that, the approach of love, melting the fears. Trust life. Okay, the virus has happened. Maybe it's teaching us something. If you fight with life, you'll be angry, you'll be afraid. What good is it going to do? If you're fighting the virus, it's impossible. You can't fight the virus. Okay, now next people are going to fight the government. They're going to fight the lockdown. Is that really going to help? Trust. There is something valuable for us to learn in this moment. For me, maybe it's, to do these videos, to share my vision of life. Maybe there's other things. I'm seeing that actually people are beginning to appreciate the health service. They wouldn't appreciate that without this danger. They appreciate their friends. They appreciate their family. Lots of appreciation and gratefulness is coming now. People are understanding that some people are praising the women politicians rather than the male politicians. People are seeing that the male politicians reacted too slow, but the female-led governments reacted much faster because they care. They care for the people like a mother cares. So people are seeing, perhaps the women leaders maybe better for us. And who knows, maybe in the future we'll look back at 2020 as the year when the world realized we need the feminine approach. We need nurturings and love, not competition and fear. We need love and cooperation and helping each other. And that comes out of trust. Trust life, trust even this virus. Not that I mean, go and breathe in the virus somewhere, but trust that what is happening is what life wants to happen. So let's see what we can make the best out of this situation. And if you really trust life, your inner guide develops. Trust develops your inner guide, and your inner guide will take you to be in the right place and the right time for you. Okay, so I was saying that, we've got a few conscious resources, a few resources that can help us stop and trust, but also, those we can do the direct approach, the active approach, do something, we can love ourselves more, or we can grow. Actually, there is one more thing I'd like to say. I'm going to extend this video, but I'll make it another part.